just about ready to come to green. The Holly USRA Stock Car A main on night number 1 is underway. 20 laps the distance, a $500 top prize here on night number 1. The field rifles down the front straightaway off into turns 1 and 2 side by side for the top spot here on the opening lap. Gary Donaldson will be your leader down the back straightaway. Who will lead lap number 1? Will we make it through turns 3 and 4? Looks like we might. Donaldson will be your leader there on the opening lap. Got one going around. Looks to be the 33 car of Matt Shower. So Shower going around. Field rolling back around to turn number 4. We will try it once more. Already banging wheels coming off of turn number 4. We'll see if everybody holds it together this time as they race down the front straightaway. Corey I up to the outside of the 22 of Chad Clancy down the back straightaway. Clancy side by side there with the 45 of Corey I. We'll see what Corey can do. He'll roll up to the outside of of Clancy this time by. Dylan Anderson now starting to get in the mix as well in the 44 car. They all chase Donaldson. Donaldson now with a challenge down the inside. Here comes Chad Clancy. Clancy looks to power ahead of the 28 of Donaldson, and he will through turns 3 and 4. They're going to go 3 wide at the front of the field coming off of turn number 4. New leader, Chad Clancy in 22X. So Clancy now on top. Here comes Donaldson back up to the outside. Corey I in that third place spot down to the inside of the 22 of Clancy. Really going at it at the front of the field. Still 3 wide for the lead coming off of turn number 4. Corey I down to the inside. Clancy's in the middle and Donaldson's up top. 3 wide once again. Now here comes Elijah Zevenbergen. Here comes Zevenbergen up to the outside. He looks to power ahead of the 22 of Clancy, that Mega Inc. 66Z on a rail now and into second off of turn number 4. Here comes Zevenbergen. Elijah Zevenbergen into the second place spot. The Rapid Speedway track champion now into the runner-up position. Down the back straightaway. Past winner of this event back in the 2015 season. He follows now on the wheel tracks of the 28 of Gary Donaldson along the top shelf of the I-35 Speedway. Quarter of the way through, just past quarter of the way through. 6 laps completed that time around for the 28 of Gary Donaldson. Zevenbergen in second. He'll cross over to the middle groove of the speedway. Now to the bottom on exit turn number 4, and he'll find a ton of grip along the bottom as we got trouble down in turn number 4. Dean Ray, the 77, is going around. And the caution. Clancy back to 4th. Dylan Anderson rounding out the top 5 as we go back green. 7 laps completed, 13 remain in tonight's Holly USRA Stock Car A main. Field races down the back straightaway. Donaldson, your leader. Zevenbergen follows in the number 2 spot. Here comes Dylan Anderson. Anderson working the high side of the speedway, trying to work to the outside of Corey I down the front straightaway. Keep an eye on that 44 machine. Won the inaugural event in the Holly USRA Stock Car Division back in 2014 as we've got more trouble down in turns 1 and 2. For the Holly USRA Stock Cars, Gary Donaldson, a good restart for your leader, the 28D. Zevenbergen out of the hole quick as well in that 66Z car. Dylan Anderson pulls alongside Corey I. Here comes Steve Jackson along the bottom. Dan McIntoon through the middle. Clancy up top. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway. Everybody coming to life on this restart. A lot happening. Still 3 wide coming off of turn number 4, almost 4 wide. Dan McIntoon to the extreme low line. He'll come across the nose of the 2J of Steve Jackson down into turns 1 and 2. Jackson looks to pull to the inside of the 92, but McIntoon will drive off in that 5th place spot. Jackson now going back after the 92 of McIntoon. He slipped up just a bit, had to get on the binders. Everybody able to race by as we got a new leader down in turns 1 and 2. It's Zevenbergen and Donaldson nearly going around in front of the field. I was watching Jackson have some issues there, and Zevenbergen took the lead. He'll have a half a straightaway advantage when they cross by just past the halfway point. So Zevenbergen to the lead. Donaldson sinking like an anchor now after the issues down in turns 1 and 2. Mitch Hovden rolling up through the field down to the inside of the 22 of Chad Clancy. Look out, Corey I and Dylan Anderson get together there for a moment in turns 3 and 4 as well. Everybody elbows up right now in this one. Mitch Hovden starting to track his way up through the field just outside of the top 5 now in the 15. Donaldson trying to recover down to his inside. Jesse Brown is right there as well in the 11. So some moving and shaking going on just outside of your top 5 as Zevenbergen looks to run away and hide. Dylan Anderson clears up into second, and we got trouble in 3 and 4. Gerald Wawasik around, as well as Roger Verdorn in the 04 car, and we're back under yellow. Leader with 13 in, 7 to go here on night number 1, and we are back underway. Another good restart for Dan McIntoon. We'll see if he can pull the trigger on Corey I. They'll go 3 wide for the second place, but here comes McIntoon. Look out, Steve Jackson. Jackson out in the weeds over in turns 1 and 2. He'll bring his 2J car back on track, and we will stay racing. Look out, Donaldson is over the end in turns 3 and 4. And he will bring out the caution flag. So field slinking back around to turns 3 and 4, ready to come back to the green flag. A half a dozen laps remain in this one. The 66Z of Elijah Zevenbergen back to the green flag. Dylan Anderson, a good run off the top side of turn number 2. The 45 Corey I down to the inside. He shuts the door on Mitch Hovden. Hovden jumps up into 4th. He may have a run for a top 3 before this one is over. Mitch Hovden now knocking on the back door. Corey I down the front straightaway. Here comes the 15 car. He'll try to work through the middle this time off of turn number 2 down to the inside of Corey I. Dan McIntoon will take the 3rd place spot. They hustle down the back straightaway. A lot happening 3rd on back in this one. Derek Green, he's recovered after being involved in an early caution just outside of the top 5 now. So your Ironman points leader leading a good recovery. The Grenada, Minnesota racer back into the top 5 now off of turn number 2. Here comes Derek Green on the inside of Corey I. Those two race right behind Dan McIntoon. Mitch Hovden right there with them as well as they race side by side down the front straightaway. So Derek Green working the hub of the speedway down to the inside. He powers back by Hovden, and we've got him stacking up down in turns 1 and 2. And we will see the caution flag once more. Straightaway, Elijah Zevenbergen will lead him quickly into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4. 17 in, 3 to go here on night number 1 for the Holly USRA stock cars. Down into turns 1 and 2, we go. Elijah Zevenbergen out in front of your field. Dan McIntoon down to the inside of the 44. Dylan Anderson for the 2nd place spot. Derek Green. Derek Green now into 4th. So Derek Green, after that early caution, has recovered in the 32 machine. We'll see if he can challenge McIntoon and Anderson as the laps start to click away. Coming to the white flag now off of turn number 4. 1 more lap to go in tonight's Holly USRA Stock Car A main. Here comes Derek Green, a power move down to the inside of Dan McIntoon. What a move out of the 32 to put himself into 3rd. We'll see if he does anything with the 44 of Anderson or settles into 3rd in this one as we work off of turn number 4. Elijah Zevenbergen wins night number 1 for the Holly USRA Stock Cars. 2nd, we'll go to Anderson. 3rd, Derek Green. 4th, Dan McIntoon. 5th, Corey I. It's Elijah Zevenbergen. An impressive run for Elijah here this evening. They will do all the victory lane festivities, and we will get set for the final feature of the night. The Modifieds getting set to roll out shortly for a 20-lap 500 to win A main. Three ready to fire out of turn at number 4. Night number 1 for the Hobby Stocks Your A main is underway. Quickly going 3 wide for the number 2 spot. Matt White, a shot in the shorts there on the 18 of Scott Spildy down into turns 1 and 2 as we got one down on the infill. Looks to be Luda King in the 81. He will get it back going, and we will stay racing. They're 3 wide over in turns 3 and 4. Stanton right in the middle. He'll try to make it work down the front straightaway, and he will up to the outside of Weston Coop. Eric Stanton up into the top 3 behind Scott Spildy as they race 3 wide. Look out, we got one around in turns 1 and 2. And the caution flag will quickly come out in this one. Number 4, 1 lap in, still 14 to go here in the Hobby Stock A main. Weston Coop going to jump up and grab the second place spot on the restart. Nice restart for the 52. Stanton trying to follow suit as well down to the inside of the 18 is Spildy. They race down the back straightaway. We got a little bumper tack going on along the back stretch, but we're able to keep them fired up. We got one little crossways over in turn number 4. No harm, no foul. We stay racing with the 83 a wide out in front. Matt White, your leader over Weston Coop. So Matt White out to the lead. Weston Coop runs in second. Scott Spildy in third. Eric Stanton in the 4th place spot. In the 22 is Steve Larson. That is the top 5 in this one. So Brady Link outside of the top 5. We got one down on the apron of the Speedway. He's able to keep it rolling, though. We stay green. Still White out in front in 83. This season's Mason City Motor Speedway track champion, the 83W of Matt White, leads over last season's Mason City Motor Speedway track champion, Weston Coop, in the 52. Coop also the winner of this event last season. Eric Stanton, a past winner as well. Stanton now in the mix as he rolls up to the outside of Coop. Coop shuts the door off at turn number 4. Here comes Eric Stanton now, the 7B. Got it wound up along the top side of the... Take a look to the outside of Coop off of turn number 2. Race for second could take shape soon. We could have a 3-car race for lead as well as Stanton well in the picture now. He rolls up to the outside of the 52 of Weston Coop. Coop trying to shut the door at the flag stand. He will do so. Stanton still back in that 3rd place spot, but a good race for second. Coop running one groove lower than the 7B of Eric Stanton. Those two in a heated battle for that 2nd place spot as Matt White continues to lead in the 83W. Some good racing amongst your top 3 as they work down the front straightaway. Stanton now has the lane wrestled away up to the outside. He'll pull alongside Weston Coop. Stanton has now cleared up to the outside of Coop down the back straightaway. Door to door down into turns 3 and 4. Stanton now to 2nd and 7B. So Stanton now into the runner-up spot behind the 83W of Matt White. We'll see if he can do anything with your leader as we're just past the halfway point here in tonight's Hobby Stock A main. $300 up for grabs here on night number 1 of the 4th annual Summit Racing Equipment USRA Nationals. 6 laps to go that time by for the 83 of White. Stanton all over the back bumper. The 83 of White now off of turn number 2. Weston Coop about 3 to 4. Now maybe 5 car lengths back from your top 2. Scott Spildy dropped back into the 4th place spot. Steve Larson, that's the top 5. Brady Lincoln just back to 6th as we got Pospisil spinning over in turn number 4. He's going to keep it going. We're going to stay green with a race for the lead, eating up off of turn number 2. Stanton up to the outside. The door shuts. Matt White will slam the door on the 7B of Eric Stanton. Things getting ready to get good here now in lap traffic as they look to race by a slower car down the front straightaway. Matt White has company now in the 7B of Eric Stanton. Stanton trying to roll up to the outside. White will protect along the top shelf that time off of turn number 2. The lap's starting to click away. We'll have 12 in, 3 to go this time by. White and Stanton still 1-2. Coop still 3rd, 4th is Spildy, and 5th Larson. Eric Stanton has some room to work with up to the outside of the 83 of Matt White. Can he pull the trigger? Not quite yet. White will shut the door once again down the back straightaway. Still applying heavy pressure to the Nashua, Iowa racer. Eric Stanton looking back down to the inside of the 83 once again. 2 laps to go this time by. Less than 2 laps to work with. Can Eric Stanton make it happen on the 83W of Matt White? White flag coming high to the air off of turn number 4. 1 more lap to go in tonight's Hobby Stock A main. Eric Stanton looking up to the outside. Matt White will slide to the high line. Now Stanton will cross over to the middle groove. He'll get a good drive on exit of turn number 2. They'll race door to door down into turns 3 and 4 to the checkered flag. Stanton on the inside, White up top to the checkers. Night number 1 will go to the 83 of Matt White. Second will go to Eric Stanton. Third to Weston Coop. Fourth, Scott Spildy. And fifth, Steve Larson. So there you have it, race fans, as the rest of the field crosses under the checkered flag here on night number 1. Finishing up in third, Weston Coop in the 52. A good run for Weston Coop. Second goes the 7B of Eric Stanton, but we'll get set to grade him down in victory lane. Out of Nashua, Iowa, the 83W of Matt White. And Weston Coop finishing up on the podium here this evening as well in second and third, respectively. So one more time, race fans, another round of applause. Matt White, tonight's Hobby Stock feature winner.